All right, so the last time I talked to you, we're standing in the outfield at Fifth Third Field, and now you're here. What has this experience been like for you?
It's been a whirlwind. This has been a dream I've had since I can ever remember playing t-ball. Back at the Oregon Rec, and coming up through all the Oregon Rec teams and the Junior Eagles and Clay High School and Michigan State. It's just been something that I've worked for my whole life, and for it to finally be here and to be able to play in these places close to home is very surreal. And I'm just trying to take in every moment and learn as much from these guys as I can.
Who did you root for growing up?
I was a Tigers fan growing up.
You're a Tigers fan growing up?
Yeah, just from we had season tickets to the Hens, so Tigers fan growing up.
As you come into this place, I'm sure you saw a lot of Indians games growing up.
Yeah.
They're on TV every day. What's it like coming in to a place like this where it's like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like I was watching this on TV, and now you're in it. What's that like?
One of my first big league games actually was the Mariners Indians, because I was a big A-Rod fan in Griffey growing up. So I remember sitting up in the upper deck and walking out here and just being on the field. That's one of those moments where it was pretty surreal, and just kind of took a deep breath and said, all right, this is what it's all about now, and let's get after it a little bit.
You got into a game. Where were the nerves at the first time you stepped on the mound in the big leagues?
To be honest with you, they weren't what I thought they'd be. I was actually pretty controlled. I don't know if mentally I was just ready for it, but obviously the heart was racing a little bit. But I was very familiar. I was throwing to Josemiel Pinto, who was my catcher in AAA the last couple of years, and then facing a couple guys that I'd faced in AAA during the year. There was a lot of comfort there, and I was glad. Obviously you want your debut to go well, and thankfully mine did.
You've never been a guy that's been a huge prospect. For you to get up here, how rewarding has it been, and how difficult is the journey?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, thankfully I was drafted by the Twins, an organization that believes in promoting from within, and thankfully they gave me this opportunity when, in the draft, teams passing me at least 45 times, and that was a 46th round pick. So, to be up here and we're not having the, easy road to get here, I think it's almost more rewarding for me and the people that have supported me all along. So, I believed in myself all along, but until it really happens, it's a pretty special moment.
When you're walking through the clubhouse and Joe Mauer's there, Trevor Plouffe and Brian Dozier, and you see these all-stars, what is that like? Did it take you a moment to kind of realize that you were supposed to be in there with them?
Yeah, that's in spring training. I've met a lot of the guys, but to actually be in the clubhouse with them and share the same field and compete with them it's something pretty special. I think it's only something that you can really take in until it happens. So, one thing with the Twins is a great group of guys from top to bottom, and it's no different up here in the big leagues. It's an unbelievable group of guys who have treated me awesome so far.
What's the next step for you? How do you stick? Because getting there is one thing, sticking in the big leagues is another. How do you get to that point and not be satisfied?
I just think, just think of all the people that are in my shoes a couple of years ago. The guys whose jobs that I was gunning for, and hopefully now I can have guys gunning for my job. So I think that's just motivation to try to stick up here, and regardless of what happens this September, just try to come into spring next year ready to compete for a big league job. And if it doesn't happen, just go back to work and do what I can to get back here.
What's it like for your mom to sit up in the stands and get to watch you in the big leagues and have so much family? What's that like?
Yeah, my parents and my girlfriend both made the trip up to Minneapolis to watch my debut, and it was pretty special. The FSN North crew up in Minnesota, they caught their reactions on TV, so that was pretty cool to be able to see their reaction while I was pitching. I think that this journey, it's not just about me, it's about the people who've made so many sacrifices all along. My parents, my family, my friends, just everybody who has supported me all along. And for me to be up here, like I said, it's not just about me, it's about everybody.